Hey everyone, how you doing, everyone?
Everyone,
Everyone,
and sometimes every two.
Exactly. My name is Freddie Hernandez. You might know me as Tavarish if you're on the internet and you like leaving interesting comments about Lamborghinis that were on fire. But joining me is my partner in crime, Mr. Andrew Howell.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm all right.
Everyone.
I'm okay. You know what? Not everyone. If you're asking how I'm doing, I don't think that's to everyone. I think it's just to me.
All right, everyone. We have a question. I do that a lot, don't I? Just immediately deflect and change the subject. I'm kind of a one-trick pony.
Well, anyway,
I see what you did there.
Could not agree with you more. Yeah.
Couldn't you?
You know what? I think I can.
Anyway, we're real good at this podcast.
Jesus. Okay, but before we get into any of that stuff, I wanted to kind of talk about things that are near and dear to me and things that are on my mind.
Me?
You? Yes. We can work you in at some point in the end.
That works.
So what I was thinking of was my Lamborghini. Yes.
You have a Lamborghini?
I do. I don't know if anybody knows that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't. Okay, so it is a little bit of a secret. You know, only a few people know.
Okay.
So my Lamborghini is being worked on by myself and a friend, actually a viewer, and his name is Tony. And he's a really good welder, a really good fabricator. He's actually a pipe fitter by trade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we have been working on this thing for, I guess, the past week, really, just kind of grinding on this thing very literally. And
what songs are you listening to while this is happening?
So Tony has an eclectic repertoire of musical styles, even though he doesn't play an instrument, I don't think. But he likes kind of mid-2000s alt rock, that sort of thing. But he tells me he likes electronic and all that stuff too.
I mean, when you said you were grinding on it, I was hoping you were going to say something about like Britney Spears or like, I don't know.
Do you not know any like R&B is like Britney Spears or ... processing
Boys to Men?
It's just that Windows paperclip in your head like we didn't find anything.
we see you're looking for music to grind to. Would you like some help? Yes.
Oh God. No. So we've been working on that thing for a while, and the thing about fabrication, the thing about getting a car to have parts that are literally just custom in every way is that it takes a long time. It takes
a lot of time.
It takes way more time than people think. Now,
you know the saying, measure twice, cut once? It's more like measure 30 times, cut a couple of times, say a few curse words, measure again, and then do the final cut.
That's actually startlingly realistic.
Yeah. Remember, I work in a place where they do fabrication. I've seen it.
It's insane because you'd think that what I hate is the shows, the Fast and Louds. You know, we got to get this car done in 7 days because SEMA's around the corner, and I got $100,000 riding on this thing.
Yeah, this car was done 3 weeks ago, and you're just gonna put on a show,
right? It's like a cooking show. So for those of you that watch those shows, they're really spoiler alert. They're very entertaining, but they're not real.
They're garbage.
You're not. I wouldn't say they're garbage. They're very well done. Richard Rawlings is a very rich man.
I don't know who that is.
Richard Rawlings is the guy from Fast and Loud. The guy who does woo, that guy.
I thought that was Ric Flair.
That's also the guy. That's also a guy. You know what? There's too many people that do the woo.
I feel like Ric Flair was like the first one.
Sure, but okay. Anyway, this person is not Ric Flair. Yeah, for those of you who like the Fast and Loud and the sort of manufactured drama automotive shows.
I can't stand.
You know, the Velocity shows that have these builds that take one episode and whatnot. Like usually there are two cars. Usually there's one car that's finished. Usually there's another car that is a complete basket case, and then they have, you know, a little bit of footage of working on one, and then you get, oh, look what we did in 7 days. We managed to rally the troops, and we pulled all-nighters, and you know, like, no, there's no way you can You can get that done in 7 days.
We built this $300,000 car in 7 days. You a lie?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I believe you are lying.
You a lie.
Well, you know what? The only show that I think that isn't lying, or maybe it is. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done my research, but Overhauling. So Overhauling, do you know that show? Because
Yes.
you tend to not to know like basic TV stuff.
I'm sorry. I haven't had cable in like 15 years. It's not a thing. It's not a thing in my life.
I listen. I know that like I don't have cable in my house. Okay. However, I know what Game of Thrones is, and
Right, I know what it is. I've never seen an episode, and I don't like the only thing I know about popular culture is usually what I see referenced on like Facebook or other social media.
okay,
It just
right.
sorry, it's not my shtick.
Oh,
Again, have you seen my glasses? For those of you not watching and those of you listening, I have like big, stupid nerd like hipster glasses.
So you see a piece of pop culture, and you automatically go like you strike that from your memory. Like I cannot remember this because it will come up in a conversation, and I'll be like, you know what? I don't own a TV like that.
Well, I definitely own it. I have multiple TVs because I have to
Oh.
have something on which to play my video games and watch my movies
All right.
that you've never heard of. So
You can't. Can you play a vinyl on a TV? I didn't know you could do that.
yeah, it's called Laserdisc.
Oh, it's this wonderful technology they perfected in around 1991 called Laserdisc.
We'll put perfected in air quotes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, these shows are kind of not real. Overhauling might be real. I'm not sure, but I know that you can't get a lot of work done in a little bit of time. And a lot of people on the internets where I live, a lot of people on my YouTube channel, they're basically saying like, oh well, why don't you get more done, or something like that. And if you're making videos every weekday, or every day, or some sort of regular schedule, having a build that involves a lot of metal fabrication and a lot of test fitting and a lot of this didn't work, we have to miter it a little bit, we have to adjust the angles, like all that stuff. It takes literally to make like one bend of pipe. It can take like 3 hours sometimes.
Yeah, because you have to make sure the angle's correct.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that the pitch is correct. It's just
Yeah, I mean, you can slap it together and call it, in a week or something. You can slap it together in a few days, but everything will be crap. Like
Yeah.
the workmanship will be really, really bad.
yep.
You're gonna have lots of issues down the line. But this, I wanted to make sure everything is done correctly, and like I'm using stainless steel piping for the exhaust work. We're purging all the welds, meaning that when we weld it, sometimes when you weld it and the weld comes through the metal, if it hits the oxygen, it does this thing called sugaring.
Yes.
And sugaring, it basically makes these particles, like these icicle crystals, structures.
And you know what you don't want going into your turbo?
Them things.
Yeah, particles of metal.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not conducive to turbo operation.
So, for those of you who don't know about turbo terminology, that is called FOD, foreign object damage. Yeah. So that's yeah. So when they rebuild a turbo, that's what they say. Oh, your turbo has FOD, has foreign object damage, meaning that you could have stuck a carrot in there just to see how tough it slices it, or you just had really crappy welds. In this case, my car had really crappy welds, and for some reason they stuck together. But we're redoing everything. So not only are we redoing, like we're making new parts essentially from scratch, but we are fixing the old mess that was there. And who knows what damage that might have done. But yeah, it's been a fun week or so, week and a half. But this guy Tony, he's like literally like I don't think I can ever do this. Like if it was just up to me, and let's say I had all the equipment, and the equipment is actually not that expensive. I think the welder was like $800, which is like the most expensive thing. But for a welder that's a TIG and stick and AC/DC and all that stuff, it's actually pretty good. But I don't know if I was just given that and all the cutting implements that we have. I wouldn't be able to do that in like 3 months.
Oh no!
Like it's insane how much I've picked up from like the habits I've picked up from him. One of the things is just when you have a cutoff wheel, when you have like an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel on it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they just kind of use it as it's intended, that sort of thing, but they don't protect themselves well enough. So he says that every time you use this, you really should need a face shield, full face shield. So some people, they wear goggles or whatever.
Right.
The thing is, these cutoff wheels, they're very thin.
Yes.
And if they're cutting metal and then it gets really hot and then it starts, you get too deep into it, it can blow apart.
Yes.
And literally embed itself in your face.
Correct. Have you seen the movie Hot Rod?
Is that with that Saturday Night Live dude?
Andy Samberg and Bill Hader and
Akiva something or
Gold something together from Lonely Island and all that stuff. Well, Bill Hader's character is using a grinding wheel and it explodes and a part of it embeds itself in its face or in his face.
Yeah, so that's like it's not just
it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's not movies. Like it's a real thing and it's scary. It does happen.
Yeah, and he was on LSD at the time, which is probably even scarier. He was saying that Rod looked like an eagle with a mountain for a face.
So, notwithstanding,
just protect your face, people.
Yeah. So that and when you cut a piece of metal, you have to make sure that it is straight. Use a file, use a grinding wheel just to bring it down, make sure it's all like the face is straight, and then use a flapper disc to clean up the surface where you're going to weld.
Yep.
See, me, I cut it. I'll maybe clean up the shavings a little bit with like a towel. It's good enough, and we'll see what happens. Like me, that's what would have happened.
Sounds like a perfect recipe for some sugar buggers.
Yeah. So the welds that like he has apparently you don't need to. Well, you don't need to add any filler wire if you have like a good enough connection. So, which is weird. I always thought you needed to add like with TIG welding. It's a little bit different than MIG welding. So, MIG welding is there's like a wire feed.
Right.
So there's a wire feed from the gun itself. Mm-hmm. And with TIG welding, it's just a torch.
And then you have the stick.
And then you have a stick, and then you kind of like dab it on.
So, just dab on the haters.
Yeah, you just dab on the haters. On the metal haters, right? Mm-hmm. So apparently, if your metal is perfect, if your metal is touching, very very well, then you could just heat up the metal and then it'll just fuse itself together. Yeah. So like in a bunch of these tack welds that he did, he was like, yeah, I don't need to use any filler wire, just like that. And what's really cool is that I thought that the tungsten, that's what the T in TIG stands for, tungsten inert gas. Yeah. I don't know what that MIG. What is
magnesium?
No, I don't know. Microsoft inert gas. But
Microsoft is garbage.
Microsoft is garbage. That's what it means.
Yeah,
that's
what
it means. All MIG welders are made by Apple. So yeah. So the TIG welder. I didn't know that you don't actually touch it to the metal. I thought that you touch it to the metal. You don't. If you touch it to the metal, then you have to. Then it arcs, and then like your tungsten will ball up, and it's unusable. So I thought that it was more like a like a wire feed or something. Oh, you have to touch it, you heat it up or whatever. No, it's like it's this weird electrolysis thing. I have no idea how it works. You guys are like the welders among you are probably screaming at your screen.
I barely know anything about welding,
but it is absolutely magic.
Yeah, I've wanted to learn how to weld, but I started looking into it and I started learning just these basic things, and I'm just like really daunted by learning. I just feel like I wouldn't have enough time to dedicate to it.
So yeah, that's the thing with me. But I want to learn a lot.
Yeah, same. But it's so. and you have to have steady hands and blah blah blah. I don't have those.
Yeah, but I mean, you can learn to have steady hands. Just breathe and whatever. That's not a big issue. just learn to your chi needs to kind of come out. And
yeah.
Your chakras are all over the place, man. You have to align them.
I gotta align my chi, my chakra, my chocolate. All it needs to be aligned, man.
Yeah. Well. So I wanted to, like that. This is one reason why I asked Tony to be a part of this, because I wanted to try my hand at some of this stuff.
He's the Jedi. You are the Padawan.
I am the Padawan. So hopefully after this turbo kit is done, then maybe I can get some welding tips from him, and we can work on some other projects. But he's a super cool guy, real good guy. But one thing about the Lamborghini is, before I just wax poetic about Tony, is I wanted to put cherry bombs on it.
Bro, yeah.
And the cherry bombs are
amazing.
Yes. So I was thinking about this earlier today. Cherry bombs were really popular in the 50s and 60s and 70s during the muscle era craze. Mm-hmm. And they were popular because you couldn't run a car with unmuffled.
Right.
It was like illegal. You had to go to the drag strip and they checked that you had a muffler, or like cops would stop you because back then there was no catalytic converter, but you couldn't have a car that was straight piped on the street. So they would give you a ticket for that. But what cherry bombs did, they were like, well, we'll have a muffler. It'll be a muffler and it'll do something, but it's basically a straight through. Mm-hmm. Like you can see, if you put it up to your face, you can see straight through it.
Yes.
So you're not getting any decrease in flow, but you are maybe getting a little bit of decrease in sound, and it changes the sound characteristics a little bit. Mm. So they actually went out of business. Like I think in the 80s or 90s or something, they went out of business. And I'm thinking the name Cherry Bomb probably didn't do it didn't do it any favors.
In the early 2000s? No, probably not.
Around 2001, probably having
like late 2001.
Yeah, near late 2000, Christmas 2001, probably not good for the Cherry Bomb Company.
No.
But also sometime in 1993.
Right.
But that's why I'm thinking like they kind of went under, and people didn't really care about it because I think power was coming back during the 90s. And they actually got bought. Their name and the trademark and everything got bought by a company that wanted to, put them back in vogue.
Thrush?
Maybe. That sounds familiar. That might be the case.
Little woodpecker for a logo?
Maybe.
So Thrush and we go back a while.
Oh, okay. Is Thrush a guy?
No.
I am John Thrush.
The name is Thrush. John Thrush.
The woodpecker is my family crest.
I had a Thrush high performance, again in air quotes, muffler.
Okay.
On my Mini Cruiser.
On your...
Yeah, I had it on my Mini Cruiser.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on my...
That's a weird car.
It was on my PT Cruiser.
Oh, your PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds different than...
I just don't like saying it.
Oh.
But I
You know what? I think we should start a new trend here. I think you need to own your automotive purchases, good or bad, because I've had, Lord knows I've had good ones and bad ones. So a PT Cruiser, honestly, we'll get back to this. And I just want to do a quick aside. I'd love to do a PT Cruiser sleeper build. I would absolutely love it. I would get the ugliest PT Cruiser.
Which is any of them?
No, but there are uglier ones. There are the two-door convertible with the Woody and all that stuff. Yeah, there are better ones and there are worse ones. So the PT Cruiser is a practical car, and it can actually get out of its own way if you give it a little bit of attention. But okay, Thrush.
Yeah, that was it. I had the muffler on my PT Cruiser.
I thought.
Anyway, so
we go back a ways. I'm like, okay, so you know the people in the company? Like, no, I had like a part.
Nah, I had that on my car. It was loud.
On my car.
On my car. I initially put it on backwards.
Okay.
With exhaust clamps.
Uh-huh.
And then I put it on the right way with exhaust clamps.
I mean, is there a right way and a wrong way?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think everybody has that installation gone awry. Like, this thing doesn't fit at all. Like, have you tried turning it around?
Have you tried turning it around? I gotta go.
Yeah. So they got bought out by, perhaps it was Thrush.
I think it is, but I could be completely wrong.
Okay.
I'm sure, again, someone in the comments will correct me.
And now they make mufflers. So mufflers for whatever, like universal applications and stuff. There's YouTube videos all over, which are probably going to get demonetized because they say cherry bomb in it. So
Just keep saying it in this, and I'm sure we'll get demonetized as well.
it's like Meet the Parents. he gets on the plane. It's like, you can't say bomb in an airport. Yeah. My father was a bombardier. Yeah. Yeah. So I decided to put these on my Lamborghini because I thought it would be kind of funny.
I love it.
Yeah, I thought it would be interesting. And the thing is, I decided against it because there's not too much space.
Yeah, you're kind of you're squeezing a lot into a small space.
So the way my Lamborghini is, so the turbos are in the back. Like, if I'm the back of the car, the turbos are facing me, and then the turbo outlets, meaning the exhaust, come out. They merge. They go into twin 180s. They double back on themselves, and then that's where I would have the would-be cherry bombs going out, and then they do another 90 and come out into the world to pollute the nice Florida atmosphere we have here.
Hello, world.
Yeah. I'm back. Yeah. So I decided just to do straight pipes because I think that it's going to, well, first of all, it's going to be easier to mock up. It's going to be easier to fabricate. It might look a little better too. It might look like pretty fancy. There's a lot of cool bends, and it's really, really nice. And the turbos do a decent enough job of muffling the sound.
Turbos are the only mufflers you ever need in your life, friend.
Well, you were there when I started the car, and that thing was pretty darn loud.
I mean, yeah, but it's a Lamborghini.
Yeah, but there's Lamborghinis, like, I want this thing to be drivable at some point. Like, I don't want to go to a McDonald's or something, and then I have to turn the car off to.
Why would you go to McDonald's in a Lamborghini?
Why wouldn't I?
I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? If you have a Lamborghini, sometimes you want McDonald's.
You just got flex on them.
Sometimes you got flex. Let me have the everything.
Yes, have I entered the no flex zone?
How may I help you? How much to buy the restaurant? I mean, will they tell you? Like, you'll have to talk to our manager. Oh, you can't tell me? You're not that...
You mean me?
So, so that's what I've been doing for the last day. But I did have a really big setback this morning because I was doing some editing, and my Adobe Premiere Pro decided to crash. After that crash, usually it's not a big deal if it crashed because there's autosaves and whatever. Yeah, I learned that there were no autosaves.
Oh, cool.
No autosaves, and then when I saved, that didn't do anything. Like, I opened up the file and it was empty. It was completely empty. So
it was empty, but also full of despair.
And yeah. It's you ever seen Metalocalypse, and they're giving like Christmas presents, like, this is the most metal present ever. Nothing.
It was an ocean of blood.
Oh God. So yeah, it was a pain because I had to re-edit that entire video, and that's coming out tomorrow. But you guys have already seen it. Well, it's already come out by the time this podcast has come out. But that's the reality of making videos daily, or rather every weekday, because it's a pain in the butt sometimes.
It is.
So, oh man. Well, with this with this is a little bit easier because it's like we know all the editing is, there's no editing. So
not really.
Other than those scripted jokes that we always talk about.
The what jokes?
The scripted jokes.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
by the way, do you have the script for this episode? Crap. We're gonna have to wing it.
The weather's great today. isn't it?
Yeah. Real
Okay.
nice.
So actually, I always ramble on about my stuff. What about you? How about you?
What about me?
How has your life, your automotive life, been over this past week? Have you had anything happen to your car? Perhaps
You want to bring this up, and I have to talk about it now.
I just see a wound, and I want to pour a little dab of salt in it. I just want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So here's
Makes
the
you feel
thing.
alive.
Here's the thing. Took my girl out. We went to dinner and a movie. Saw Pacific Rim Uprising. Mm-hmm. Really fun. Loved it. It was in downtown Orlando, so we parked in a parking garage. Mm-hmm. So I was leaving, and the exits are between these curbs
Yeah.
with the gate, and I scraped a wheel.
Oh boy. Well, that's unfortunate. How bad is the scrape?
To me, it's a war wound that will never heal. Oh. But to most others, oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah. To you, my baby's dead.
Yeah. I stopped. I looked at it. I got back in the car, and my girl was like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "My car's totaled. I have to sell it." So I went home and I.
It's done.
I went home and I ordered another wheel, and it comes in tomorrow.
Okay, great. See, that's how car people solve problems.
Yeah, just throw a bunch of money at it. And
With money and parts. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Isn't God, I love capitalism.
So what I'm going to do, I have two options for the wheel.
Right.
The dead wheel. Either use it as my spare, or use it as a decoration somehow.
Well, wheels generally aren't great decorations, but I looked up how much your wheel cost, and it's quite expensive. It's like a lot of money. It's like $600 or $700 for a 18-inch wheel, which is not what I'd spend on a Ford Focus, to be honest with you.
If you look on eBay, yes.
Yes.
I got it. I get all my wheels. I get all my wheels from TireRack.com. TireRack.com.
Oh, God, that sponsorship went down the drain.
Yep.
From TireDirect.com.
I think I was thinking directly from Tire Rack.
Stop, check.
Anyway, so I don't have a choice because Tire Rack is the only place you can get these wheels in the U.S.
Okay. So which wheels are we talking about, by the way?
These are the OZ. It's a really long and drawn-out repetitive name, but it's called the OZ Racing Rally Racing. That's the name of the wheel.
OZ Racing Rally Racing.
OZ Racing Rally Racing.
Okay. All right.
No, OZ.
Oh, OZ. The Wizard of OZ.
Yes.
Okay.
So for me, ordering off of Tire Rack, it was $300, which still is not cheap for an wheel.
That's better than 800. It's better than 700 or 800.
Yeah, but it was money I didn't have to spend because I suck at driving.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. It almost feels better when it's your mistake. You're like, okay, I understand. I own up to it.
No, it's worse.
It's worse.
Yeah.
How is it worse?
I'm spending my own money to replace the wheel where if it was someone else's fault, they would pay for it, and I would have an extra wheel for free.
Not necessarily. If you came back and your wheel was curved or something, or somebody scratched your car and they didn't leave a note, so what would you do? It's going to be less than your deductible. So you'd have to spend that money anyway, and then you just say,
"You're just coming at me with logic, and I just want to be in the right here, so just let me have this."
The thing is, I like if I hit something on my car, if I break something on my car, then I have the knowledge that okay, me breaking this has a cost to me, both in money and time. So
and dignity.
And well, sure, and dignity. If you're driving a car, let's say if you're driving a Lamborghini and it has a big burn mark on the side, okay? I want to drive that car with a big burn mark on the side as a lot of people would consider that a sign of shame. I think it's like battle scars, you know?
I feel like in the case...
It's like a shark attack.
in that specific case with that specific car, because you have basically you have resurrected this car yourself and you have done all the work yourself. If I were you and I were driving the Lamborghini, I wish I were you and I wish I were driving a Lamborghini.
You can drive if you want.
I probably can't fit, but I'll give it a shot.
You could fit. You'll be able to fit.
I would pay zero mind to it.
Okay.
I think that the achievement, the personal achievement, far outweighs the anything else.
Sure. But at some point, you are staring at a Lamborghini that has like some major paint damage.
Yeah, and
you might want to fix it, like at some point. I'm saying, like as a novelty, I'd drive it around like that for a little while, but then I'd make it nice. I don't want to.
We should make a sticker that says 3 hot 5 me.
3 hot 5 me. I don't.
Instead of 2 hot 4 me.
Oh,
3 hot 5 me. I just I just spilled water all over my face. I have a drinking problem.
But it's but it's okay because you have a natural sponge all over your face.
Hey, kind of gross.
Yeah. So the fact that you can break something on your car, it will you'll remember that. It'll be a little file that you can click on your head next time something like this happens.
Yes.
So the next time you go to a parking garage,
I'm never going back.
It's like jail.
Or if we do,
I've been there. I ain't going back.
I'm going in someone else's car.
Sure. Or you're going to be one of those people. Like, do they have a parking garage? No, I'm not going.
No, is it a parking garage? Well, I'm not going there.
You know what? You can count me out. I don't care how good the movie is. I don't care. I don't care. You got advance tickets 4 months in advance, bro. My wheels.
Listen, your car is on stock wheels, and you have plastic hubcap wheel covers. We're going in yours.
I like the connoisseur Ford Focus owner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, sir, but I drive a Ford Focus ST. I'm a discerning motorist with exquisite taste.
Cigar and a brandy sniffer.
What kind of brandy is it? It's not brandy. I don't like it. It's apple juice.
Oh, God.
Mott's, if you must know.
Oh, only the best. Wow. So, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll live.
I will. Yes.
It's like that Elon Musk reply to a tweet. Somebody said, "What will I do now that you took Tesla off Tesla off of Facebook?" And Elon Musk replied, "You'll live." Like that. That's it. Like,
I feel like he took Tesla off of Facebook because they're going to need more money soon, and I don't think anyone's going to want to give them more money. So I feel like Tesla, I think it's on its last leg.
Tesla's not doing great right now.
Not so well.
No. But maybe we should talk about that in the next episode, or maybe we should talk about something else. I don't know. Whatever. We could talk about lots of things. I have more stuff on my mind.
I have an email from a person also we could talk about. So let's take a vote.
Okay.
All in.
What are we taking a vote on?
I don't know. What do you want? Email
pizza in the classroom on Fridays. I don't know.
Pizza sounds great right now.
It would if both of us were not on keto, but one of us is, and it's not you.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh, you're on keto now?
I'm on keto again.
Oh, okay.
I'm on keto again.
Okay, so your diets change every 5 seconds.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay. All right, so I think that's going to be it for today. We rambled a lot, and hopefully we covered some topics. I don't really even know what we covered, but it was fun, and we will get into more questions in the next episode. So if you want to contact us, you can do so at iwrencheveryday@gmail.com, and send us some questions, send us some emails, let us know what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right. And we like to have the conversation with you. You can also go to where?
I was going to say we have Twitter and Instagram.
We got Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? No? Yeah.
And Facebook too, for some reason.
And Facebook, even though Facebook is a place where they will take all of your identity and convert it into
data,
into
money,
cryptocurrency. I don't know. Yes. So I don't know how that works. It's a very sinister organization.
It is.
But I hear they have some nice emojis. So So yeah, we're definitely on all those. Check in the description below for all the links. You can find me at asktavarish@gmail.com. You can find me at the Real Tavarish at Twitter and Instagram. Where can they find you?
I can be found on Twitter at 1565. That's the word 15, the number 65, and also on Instagram at HeavyMetalFL.
That is a really radio type of delivery.
I just wanted to dial it up for some reason.
I just wanted to dial up. Blah, 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 blah. I can't even talk right
Don't
now.
hurt yourself.
I hurt myself. A little fuse popped, and you can't see the steam coming out of my ears right now because it's covered. But if I go like this, it's not good. Okay, so until next time, when I can get some coffee, this is me, Tavarish, for Andrew Howell, reminding you guys to wrench every day.